Well, we are here at the shop today, and we're putting our air compressor on because we are obviously having problems because we're blowing oil. This is how bad it was right here. I didn't get to the washer didn't get to that part, but I guess my oil's getting by the rings in my compressor and filling my air system up with oil. So anyway, I messed a part up on that. There's a spacer plate that goes on, I'll show you that. There's a spacer plate that goes on there. And it's kind of like if you've ever put a water pump on one of these trucks, there's a spacer plate, adapter plate on it. I call it a spacer adapter, whatever. But I broke it getting it off. And that part right there, take a look at it. Now, this is Saturday at Kenworth, and I couldn't call my parts guy at Kenworth. I know the parts manager up there, and I usually call and deal with him. But I walk in right there. I've got a friend of mine that was up in Little Rock. Well, she went and picked it up for me. And this thing right here was $312. So, yeah, get you some of that. Everybody wants a truck. So, anyway, I thought, well, I'll take this turbo off here because I want to do that this weekend. I'm going to pull this other turbo off, the 359. And lo and behold, yeah, we have got a cracked exhaust housing on this thing. So couldn't see it, and it don't appear to be leaking none. And that's what killed me. I couldn't find any leak, but it's leaking exhaust somewhere right up in here, and I couldn't figure it out. So yeah, couldn't figure it out. So, but maybe. Oh, yeah. Can you see it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this exhaust housing is shot. It's cracked there, cracked all up. Let me see if I can zoom in. It's cracked all the way up in through there. So, I was going to put it back on the 359. That's why it's on the tailgate of my pickup, because I'm going out there to take the other one off, the new one I bought a few months ago. And now I found this. So I'm trying to think if I've got another housing. I think I got another housing. So I'll probably just leave the turbo off the 359, and maybe Monday morning come look through my collection of exploded turbos and see if I can find the right housing for this. I think I should have one. So we're going to do that. We're going to ease out here to the 359 and get this thing off, and at least get the turbo on today. And I guess we'll maybe come up here in the morning or Monday morning one and put this thing on. I got to have some family time tomorrow, so I may have to, come up here in the morning while everybody's at church and do this. So, all right, let me get started. All right, well, here we are, fixing to take the turbo off, this new turbo off of this truck. And it's breaking my heart because I don't want to leave it to where it's not ready to go at all times. But maybe I can put another housing on that other turbo and put it back on tomorrow. But just looking at my old valve covers here, how much I like. Oh, man. We'll get this one all cleaned up, motor painted and everything. One of these days. And I need to clean this thing up. I parked it, and it is definitely still dirty. But I found it. There it is. There it is. I left the interior light on in the sleeper, and I ended up charging the batteries yesterday, and I was going to crank it, but I was planning on changing this turbo, and I didn't want it to be hot. So we're going to jump in here and turn the light off. All right, so we got all our air and oil pipes blocked up, and now we can go put the turbo on the green truck. Yay. All right, looking around, I found this. This goes to our probe for our barometer, so hopefully we'll loosen this bolt up right here and stick this wire back in here and be back in business. Turbo's on, about ready to go try it out. All right, we got the new turbo on, new old turbo. Everything's looking good. We got to try it out. I'm gonna try it out tomorrow. I'm done here. This is Sunday and I'm tired. We made a mess all over everything. Got the new air compressor on and I'm just checking for leaks and all right, well, we made a big old mess right there. Just got this thing down off the jacks, put a wheel seal in right there. We had to come in this morning and do that. I had to do a couple things to the truck, adjust the brakes, a couple other things. But we're fixing to head on down the road and see about getting loaded. I know everybody's wondering where I'm at. I just run out of time. I worked all weekend. Friday, I cleaned the truck and trailer up, washed the trailer out, got it all ready to go, and then took the air compressor off and something else I did. And then Saturday I spent half the day going and getting parts, and then the other half a day trying to get the air compressor and swapping turbos out. And then yesterday I finished up the air compressor job and the turbo job, and did a couple other bunch of little bitty small things just to try and help make this thing do good. So hopefully the things we did this weekend will help make me feel better about this deal. And I know I probably acted in some pretty negative, or said some negative things and had some negative thoughts and actions or whatever, but in the moment of frustration and when you're absolutely at your wit's end and things shouldn't be like they are, it's easy to get frustrated. And don't ever get it messed up to where I'm defeated, because like I know a lot of y'all just subscribing don't know kind of my back history. I mean, I've been doing this for 25 years. This is nothing that is new to me. I've been down worse roads with this truck, been down worse roads with the 359. The 359 was a train wreck when I bought it. I didn't even make it home. I mean, day one of owning that truck. Well, I ain't gonna say day one. I bought it on a Saturday and was coming home with it Saturday night and had engine problems with it. So I bought it on a Saturday afternoon, and Monday morning I had the head off of it. So, hey man, it's just one of those things. It's gonna take a minute, and I'm just kind of frustrated with how long it's taken, and the further I go into this deal, it's just like, well, that needs this, and it becomes overwhelming. But what I'm here to say is, I'm sowing into this truck. I'm sowing into this truck to reap the benefits of having a nice truck again, and having this truck back to the way it was, to where I'm satisfied with it. And it's an old truck. You ain't gonna keep them perfect. If you get them perfect, you ain't gonna keep them perfect long. But the idea is to have a good running truck, a nice looking truck, and we ain't trying to make a show truck out of anything, because show trucking ain't no fun anymore anyway. It's just a bunch of dual revolution lights and big visors and big pipes and fiberglass fenders and paint globbed up over everything. So I don't even like show trucks anymore. So anyway, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, yeah, I wouldn't mind having a show truck, but show trucks aren't show trucks anymore. So back to what I was saying, I'm sowing into this thing to reap the benefits of sowing. So after thinking about that, I got to thinking about sowing into this truck, and it's like, well, my thoughts kind of work the same way. I need to sow positive thoughts, and it's easy to do when everything's going right, but it's hard to do when you're overwhelmed. And like I do a pretty dedicated deal most weeks, and not a lot changes with it, so it's on a schedule, and I can't screw up. I can't have screw ups. So
And if I have a screw up, you know, it messes with my weekend time, which messes with my home time with my kids and my wife, and working on the trucks. So, you know, everything, you know, in my week, everything has to click. That being said, it's 12 o'clock on a Monday, and I'm not even where I'm supposed to be to load. So let's get going. All right. So I've had days where I've done some bad stuff and some dumb stuff. And today I did some pretty bad, dumb stuff. Coming in here, making a right into this this place right here. And I'm watching, there's plenty of room to get in here and everything, but you know, you got to watch stuff like that stump and those poles and everything, because they'll slip up on you. But this damn tree will slip up on you too. I come in here and making this right hand turn and looking in my passenger side mirror, checking on this stuff, and through the shade here and my A-pillar in my truck, I lost sight of that tree. Sure did. So that being said, I know there's going to be a lot of haters that are going to love this right here. They're going to love it, because I mean, like, I give those Volvo drivers hell, them van haulers, but yeah, this is it right here. This is the damage. I clipped that tree and wadded up my fender, wadded up my hood. I think it may have ruined the top panel too. It's wadded up pretty good in there. You can see it's wadded up, and put a hole in my tire. So, you know, we probably did several $1,000s worth of damage right there. So yeah, all those guys that comment about me talking crap about Volvo drivers, van drivers, oh, you just think you're perfect, don't you? And I'm like, well, no, I'm not perfect, but yeah, it's I mean, we're 26 years into being, or 25 years into being over the road and being an over-road truck driver, and this is the worst thing I've done. I mean, I've been a bumper up or two, and but yeah, that's been about the extent of it. So anyway, we're waiting on the cavalry. We're gonna go home and get a few things, come down here, put a tire on it, and I don't know, from there, this week may be done. Oh, an insult to injury. My hand was on the steering wheel, and like, it kicked back when I hit that tree, and it knocked one of the spokes, hit my hand and swole it up, and it's swollen up real big, like right around in here. And I don't think it's broke, because I can still move it good, but it does not feel good. So anyway, we're gonna spend the rest of the day. We spent all morning working on it and drove 60 miles down here, and looks like we're gonna spend all night working on it too. So I don't know. I feel like going home and smoking some crack or some other kind of smoking. No, I really don't feel like going home and smoking crack. But if I was a crack addict, I'd probably be doing some crack right now. I'm going to tell you. Man, this fella in this truck right here just stopped and talked to me for a minute. He said, don't feel bad. He hit that tree last year. So I guess I'm not the only one to hit the tree. So makes me feel better that somebody else hit the tree. I ain't the first one to hit the tree. So anyway, I don't know if I ought to go over and get my lug nut covers and pick them up, and I don't know. Well, it looks like we're probably gonna be $359 in it the rest of the week, because I don't really want to drive this thing until I really get the front end looked at, and I really don't want to drive it all beat up like that either. It's bad enough for driving around not polished out and kind of funky looking. So anyway, I think I'm gonna go get my lug nut covers. All right, we got the new tire on, our old tire. I went to the shop and got one. My buddy come help me get everything out. Got his trailer with the compressor. We're fixing to fire it up and go home. Go 359. Well, we made it back home. I had a tire laying around here, slapped it on there, got that done. There's nothing I can do about this. This fender's gone, side panel's gone, top panel's gone. Side of the grill is tweaked. Bumper is bent. This the front hanger is also your where your bumper bolts up to, and I'm sure these break very easy. If you have a 379, they're probably broke. But that's one thing I've always been proud about this truck is I've never broke the front hanger, and it's probably broke because I run boltless bumpers most of the time. So fender's gone, front end, it's 9 kinds of out of whack. Not totally devastated, but man, I just, golly. You know, if you run around here long enough in one of these things, you're going to have something like this happen. And like I said, I've been driving over the road for 25 years now. And other than hitting a deer, and I had a car hit me one time and bent a bumper on one of my trucks. This is it. I mean, like, this is the worst that's ever happened. And I'm just, it couldn't have happened at a worse time, but it is what it is. I mean, it's screwed up. And, you know, I was putting new fenders on this thing anyway, but I'm to the point where, you know, I think it may need just a whole new grill or a whole new hood. And you can exchange these hoods for $5,700, and I don't even know. It's too early to tell now that if we're going to get insurance involved, the front end, it ain't driving right. You know, I run about 50 mile an hour all the way home. The front end was going everywhere. This is just an old all position tire I had, you know, and it don't have a lot of tread on it, but it's got some. So one of those things, you know, I'm going to beat myself up about this for a while, but, you know, the good thing is I am fortunate enough to have this truck out here sitting there ready to go. Other than I stole the turbo off of it the other day. If I hadn't have stole the turbo off of it, I probably would have had my dad come and bring me that truck and swap the tags over, called the RP office, and been done with it. And we would have been on our way tonight, but I stole the turbo off of it the other day. And I will say this, it made a big difference on this truck for about 60 miles. So anyway, I don't remember if I videoed this last week, but I hit a buzzard and screwed my grill screen up. It's dented in. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can tell right there, it's dented in. So one of those things, if you stay in one of these things long enough, something like this is going to happen. It's stupid, dumbest thing I've ever done in a truck. And, you know, I'm just going to have to get my other truck for a little bit and figure this out. And I'm to the point where I've spent so much money on this thing in the last month that I'm probably, I would say probably close to 10 grand in the last month on this thing. You know, I mean, I got $5,500 in the front end that probably, it's not useless, but it definitely knocked it out of line. It's definitely going to have to go back to the line at shop, you know. And this panel right here, it's $500 something. This panel's $500 something. This fender is $200 something if you buy a cheap TRP one. And then you got your liner here that glues in. Well, we ain't got no light. There's a liner. There's a plastic liner in there, and that's $200 something. So, you know, basically right now, because this fender right here is messed up, and it's cracked right here. Hang on just a second. this fender here is cracked right here, and it's pushed back, and it's pushed this panel back right here. It's hard to notice, but really and truly, this panel and this fender needs to be replaced. And this top panel right here is the only thing that's really good on this thing anymore. Right before I got rid of this truck, I got backed into at a mill, and the guy that had a bunch of log trucks I got backed into, he's like, hey man, I've got a hook gun. He said, I can fix your truck, Anyway, this is an aftermarket. This is aftermarket. All this is aftermarket. And you can see it didn't line up here. And as you can see, everything is all twisted right here. The bumper should be even with this right here, and it is clearly not. So I don't know what all, but this part right here is all twisted, and I'm guessing maybe it may be even twisted up here. I'm not really sure. It's dark when I got in, and we've been trying to assess the damage and see what all's wrong with the front end, but one of those things, you drive a truck long enough, you're going to run into something like this. And I absolutely hate that it's come to this, and something so small as watching my mirror on one side and catching this tree. But the guy that owns this place where I was loading at, I know him pretty well, and actually when I build my new house, we're going to be neighbors. He lives right down the road from this property I bought. And I've known him for a long time. Him and my family's done some business deals, and he pulled up, and the ladies at the office called him and told him what had happened, because they come out and checked on me. And he pulled up and he said, man, you are the last person that I ever thought that would hit that tree. And I'm like, yeah. I said, I figured, you know me, the family I come from, and my trucking genealogy. That this ain't something something I do on the normal. And, he was cool about it, but he told me, he's like, guys hit this tree all the time. I'm like, God, just cut it down. So anyway, he's probably not going to cut it down, and that's fine. But you can see how bad that side panel is right now. And we're gonna take a pause on this. We're putting our radio tools, put my memory foam mattress back in the 359. I'm gonna figure out where the mold's at, which I think the carpet in the sleeper, and I'm gonna get me some new carpet for the sleeper, and we're just gonna roll the 359. I don't know about getting insurance involved in this. I feel like it's enough that, depending on the adjuster, that, heck, they might, this might turn into a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 deal. So I hate it. I don't want my insurance involved in it. Don't want my insurance going up, because, it's one of those things, your insurance, you get a claim, it puts a mark on you, and I'm pretty clean right now. So anyway, I'm going to the house, calling it a day, getting up in the morning, taking the turbo off of this truck, putting it back on 359, radio in 359, tools and mattress in 359. And I don't know if we're going to go out this week or not. I ain't feeling it, but I need to, because I've got a few days I got to be off next week. Thanksgiving's the week after that, and it's going to be a lot of time off. Christmas is coming up. I'm going to be off a little time for that. So anyway, we'll figure it out. Sorry if all my crap talking about all the foreign guys in the Volvos, it offended everybody and made you think that I was perfect, but I'm not perfect, and this proves it right here. All right, good night, guys. All right, y'all, we've been off for a few days, but we're back at it. trying to get this 359 ready to go. I had to go out of town for a few days, and we got back, got these headlights on here, got our dual rounds on. See right here, but these were painted, and I got all the paint off of these pretty good, and I need to sand them. So we've what we've done here is we went 180, and you can see where we went 180. That's what we started with. All those deep scratches right there. Somebody scuffed it maybe with some 400 or something, I don't know. But anyway, actually that looks way deeper than 400. That, I don't know what they scuffed that with. But they were primered, base coat, clear coat, and it took hours to get these to where they are now. But we went 180 all over it. Now we're doing 320, and we're gonna go back and polish it here in just a second. All right, with just a little quick once over there, they did pretty good. I mean, it knocked some of these cloudy spots I had over here. I'm gonna hit it with hand one more time and see how it comes out. All right, well, it wasn't bad. If I was a real polisher, this might look actually halfway decent. So we're gonna go with it. I got to move on. I hate to half-ass that, but we still got to do the other side. All right, check that. So polishing this looked way better on paper on the truck. So it's actually not, because I can't spin this head. I was going to spin this headlight around, but it hits right here. So we're just going to have to do the best we can right here. I don't know what the hell we're going to do here, but we're going to do the best we can. All right, y'all, we've been over here trying to get the white truck cleaned up. And been working on this floorboard, trying to get it all clean. I wish this thing had carpet in it so bad, but I done got it dirty again. I seen all this dirt in this track right here, and it just started driving me insane. So I was pulling this door seal up, and I was polishing on this on the door seal itself, and I was like, man, I'm fixing to clean all this crap out. I can't do that. So that's what we're doing. We've been working on this old girl. Headlights done. Man, we've been busy doing other things, and it's just been a mess. I've got everything out of my green truck. You can see some of the stuff I take with me. It's belts, air hose, ratchet strap, extra oil. Got extension cord for my inverter. And we go over here, and these are just some of the things I take with me. 1/2-inch impact, drill, 1/2-inch sockets, more 1/2-inch sockets. I got to straighten my socket rack up. But those are just some of the things. Charger for the battery, 3/8 impact, hacksaw. Always take a hacksaw with you, and I'll tell you why. It's kind of hard to cut the rod on a brake chamber to get it right if you're trying to fix a brake chamber on the road. So those are just some of the things I take with me. Of course, extra hub oil, starting fluid. Got to have your starting fluid. I'm trying to think. I don't think I take anything like extra with me that would need. Now, after doing the air compressor, I took this one with me. Just in case the water lines on those fittings on the air compressor were leaking. Man, we've still got a long way to go. I never thought just swapping trucks would be. I thought I had this thing to a system where I could just get everything out real quick, throw everything in the other truck, and I was close to being right. But in the middle of that, I decided to deep clean this the 359. And also change these headlights. I'm liking them. It looks like a real Peterbilt. I got to figure out what I'm gonna do with my tags. I hit that deer, I think the last trip out in this thing. And of course we got to clean everything up. I got a step for that thing. Got to replace it. Of course the DOT guy gets on there. He'll get nervous. Maybe he'll leave me alone. So we're gonna get back to cleaning this mess up. I'll just give him a little update there. Oh, now let me show you. Got the new carpet in the sleeper too. Of course, that's probably gonna get trashed. I was looking for darker carpet and can't find it. I'm gonna put this mirror on the driver's side too, because that driver's side mirror has been wore out since I bought this truck. So I've just been riding with it. these 359s, the doors ain't quite as strong as a 379, even though this one has the braces in the backside right here, like a 379 does. But still, yet, I think changing the hinges on these things, put new hinges on, but I don't know. I don't know what makes a 379 door so much superior than a 379 door. I don't know. Of course, if I started out with a brand new door, and it might not be as bad, but nonetheless, you've also got the the cabin sleepers mounted rigid, so these cabs take a beating, an absolute beating. So I know some of the purist guys raise hell about changing the suspension on these trucks and putting cab and sleeper air ride on them, and putting a big hole, cutting the hole out in the back, and putting a Unibilt ring like goes in a 379. But you know what? As long as it ain't got 10-inch pipes on it, window chops, and god-awful bumper, and freaking dual revolution lights, and 3/4 lights all down the side of it, you know what? I'm cool with it, because the thing about it is, if you're going to work these trucks every day, in which I finally got this truck to where it's not working every day. If you're going to work them every day, you need to be comfortable in them, and you need to make sure the truck has longevity. And the way these cabs beat and bang, and with the air leaf and the rigid mounted cabin sleeper, it does a number on them. But nonetheless, these things do ride pretty decent when they have new cabin sleeper bushings in them. I mean, it's not horrible, but still yet, it's not like having a Unibilt on a 379. So we got to get back to cleaning, polishing, and going to the other side, doing the same thing, charging the batteries. I left the sleeper light on in this thing for 2 weeks, and I thought, man, I'm gonna fire my truck up. And I was getting ready to leave on a Monday, and it wouldn't do nothing. So I was like, ooh, like you turn the key on, buzzer didn't do nothing. So that being said, I think the batteries are ruined. I'm trying to charge them up, and I need to charge them, let the truck run for, drive the truck for an hour or so, and try and nurse these batteries back to life, but they're probably dead. It's hard to nurse them back. But all right, got to get back to work. Talky, too much talky.